Great to hear from Ruben Amorim there. Look, he's being cautious, saying that, anything in football can happen. The same thing that happened tonight can happen next week at Old Trafford, but the other way round. But surely, Paul, barring some kind of disaster next week, Manchester United will be back there in 3 weeks' time for the final.
Look, yeah, they should be, and you'd be very confident of that happening. I think he spoke well there. He said he was really happy with the result, but he understands the result as well. They had a couple of great chances at 0-0. The sending off obviously was a big factor in the game, but going to a place like Bilbao, we all said before the game how tough that place is to go, and they struggled first 20 minutes. It was difficult for them. He said Ugarte gave the ball away a couple of times, Dorgu the same as well. But you just think at 3-0 it should be over, but it's United these days. We don't really know what we're going to get, and they have been beaten at home 3-0 by a couple of teams this year, I think. So, look, you always go into it saying it's not over, but really, us from here watching, it should be over, and I think it is.
How sure is that result for you, Karen?
I just want them to get through the first 20 minutes next week. Once they get through that, then I'll be happy. Because, like you said, Paul, the first 20 minutes of today's game, they have some quality. But I thought the experience, it was a classy performance from Manchester United's day. But you have to have the manager's mentality of it is only half time, because if you go in there a bit too cocky at times, you can get found out. And these are the early chances that they'll have to be mindful of. But fingers crossed in front of Old Trafford, fingers crossed some players are rested. You'd think they can ride this storm again like they have done today, but there's certainly threats.
Yeah, look, these are two great chances. You'd expect Williams to score there, and even the second one as well. I'm not sure what Euros do. Euros has to get out much quicker to Williams, and the lad should probably score here again. I know people may give Lindelof a little bit of credit for clearing off the line, but he does go straight to him. He's got a big area to aim at, and it should have been two. But look at Old Trafford. We saw what we saw 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? So you'd expect them to have enough to handle that first 20 minutes, as Karen said.
You guys are being cautious-ish. Here's a line of confidence for any Manchester United fans that just need a little bit more. 133 teams have scored 3 or more goals in the first leg of a game, and all 133 have gone on to qualify. That'll do.
It's done.
Let's go back over the Manchester United goals then, because they all came in the first half. Man United weathered the storm, but then Casemiro with this opener. And we heard from Harry Maguire there, Harry Dino, playing on the right wing in the build-up to this, Paul.
Yeah, bit of quick feet out on the side. It's another position it looks like he can play. But as the manager said, everything seems to be working for him. He had a really tough spell some time ago, and committing bodies forward, it's not something we've seen an awful lot. It's the Europa League for some reason. The shackles seems to come off, and as I say, there's 2 centre-halves in the box. I think it's Euro Lindelof, the 2 older midfield players in the box. One of them comes off Ugarte, and then Casemiro finishes it off. And Casemiro over the both legs, in the Europa League, especially the last couple of games, has been a real... He's got his form back. He's been a threat at either end of the pitch, at the right end of the pitch, and he's doing his job in midfield as well. I still think he was a little bit sloppy at time at the second half. When you've got that experience, you should not be giving Bilbao a kick of the ball, but no, he's been good and got that goal.
I'm not sure about Scott Saunders' comment there, a bit of sarcasm there, but amazing performance again from Harry Maguire and just delivering, and we heard high praise from Ruben Amorim for him as well. The character he's had to show to come back from really difficult moments in a United shirt to be the player he is now.
Yeah, I mean, his journey's not been easy, and he's just got on with it. And you have to give him massive credit for that. Last week you mentioned it, up there centre forward, getting the goal not last week but 2 weeks ago against Lyon, getting them through, and then tonight stepping up with the goods and leadership. And okay, he went off a little bit earlier, but that's good from the manager, manage him. So I'm thrilled, because you want players like that to show and come through and shine, and he has. And like the manager said, he's got to enjoy this moment.
Ruben Amorim said the sending off changed the game. That's fairly obvious. The penalty incident as well. Do you think both of these ultimately ended in the right decisions, Paul?
Yeah, I think so. There was a slight chance for handball from Garnacho that they obviously got cleared as well. But yeah, look, it's a definite penalty. I think he does. There is enough contact from him. And once you give the foul, obviously it's a penalty, and it's a red card. I think we're seeing Harry Maguire at this point now. So if it's a foul, it's a red card. And it is, and look, that was game over from them. Obviously got the third goal after that as well from a brilliant Bruno Fernandes finish, who has been stepped up, delivered with the goods again. And okay, it's 3-0 away from home at Bilbao. What a result! You have to, like I say, you've got to say all the right things. We think it's, we've got to be careful, but I didn't really see loads from Bilbao. Anyway, they had them 2 chances, but I didn't see a lot from them with 11 men that was overly worrying for me. 2-0
would have been a good away result, but the third goal from Bruno Fernandes, again, just before the half-time whistle, and really good work from Agate in the build-up as well, Karen.
Yeah, and Casemiro has played that pass through to break through the lines. Okay, I mentioned it earlier, you get your little bit of luck when you win your 50-50 battles, but as soon as it goes through to Bruno, we already know it's in the back of the net before he's hit it because of the form he's in, but nice little flick round the corner, as you mentioned, from Agate. Good strength from Højlund to win that 50-50. Nice little flick. And that's it, done and dusted, bang. And you mentioned about the penalty decision. I was so surprised at how much Athletic lost their heads in today's game. And Man United recognised it, turned the screw and took momentum and took advantage on that. And it's a brilliant performance, brilliant result, and you couldn't ask for any more, Jules.
2 goals in 7 minutes there from Bruno Fernandes in that first half. And when they came into the second half, Paul, was it just about controlling it, seeing it out at that point? Would you have liked to see them maybe get another goal?
I think if they'd kept the ball better, I think another goal would have come eventually. Athletic Bilbao would have just been tired, would have had nowhere to go. But 3-0, look, it didn't matter at half time. The one thing they didn't want was concede a goal, and that never looked like it was going to happen. So I think keep the ball out there, don't give them a sniff of it. 3-0 should be enough. Come on, 4 and 5, great, perfect. Yeah, you're still going to go through, but 3-0 away from home. Just keep the ball away from them. Don't give them a sniff, don't give them a kick of the football.
Certainly better than I think most Manchester United fans were hoping.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jules. It's emptied out here. It's a lot quieter than what it was when we were playing out there because it was loud tonight, Bruno. But 3-0 away from home. When you thought about this game tonight, was that scoreline sort of ever on the radar?
No, you can never predict a scoreline like that, obviously. A very tough team, as you said. The atmosphere was unbelievable, crazy. Never thought. I knew that they were very passionate by the club and everything, but never thought it was like this. It was very good, but I love these atmospheres. I love to play in these kind of stadiums. It's very good, and obviously, as you said, the result for us is unbelievable. We could in the first half get that result, and then in the second half control the game, which I think we should push a little bit more into that second half, be a little bit quick on the ball to go forward. But we control the game, and that is good.
Your manager said to Becky earlier in the interview that he felt in the first 20 minutes a few